Welcome to Cleve Loveland and a Lone Ranger radio show. My name is Bruce Woodburn. I'm the Lone Ranger, along here with Cleve Loveland of Loveland Properties. I can't even speak today, Cleve. And we're here. We talk about real estate news, what's going on in the real estate market, what's happening with interest rates, what's going on in the mortgage market, how to save money when buying or selling a home, how Cleve specializes in sellers that to help them save money and stage their home properly. So if you have any questions for Cleve or Bruce, you can reach the Lone Ranger at 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144. Or visit my website at webringyouhome.com. And Cleve, how do people get a hold of you?
407-352-8118 or cleveloveland.com. But it's in this market, Bruce, they need to get a hold of me quickly. But it's I would say what's different.
Time is of the essence.
It is. Time is of the essence, which is usually time kills deals on contracts. One of the best things I've ever learned about real estate. Get your deal done quickly. Anybody writes you an offer 90 days out closing? No, we're not doing that unless it's a big commercial deal or something. But anyway, the market we're in right now in a nutshell is speedy. And the main thing is before you jump in the game, it's kind of like trying to merge onto a skating rink, Cimarron Skateway. I went there a couple times and I was never good at it, so I got run over.
You have to merge.
Yeah, you got to merge. And so when you go to sell your home, that's not the problem. I will help you get it staged. I've got a 50-point checklist. I will help you do all the right things. Usually we're spending about 1 or 2% of the price to fix the house up. No more, unless it's really in bad shape. But we'll get you ready to go. But we got to find out. We got to have your final destination set up. We got to either have you approve them to buy without selling, or I've got to go in, the listing's got to go on, and we might not get as much because we got to tell the seller, we got to tell the new buyers that you need to stay for a month or two after closing. We need a lease back. Or you've got to go live with the in-laws, which could or could not be good. And we got to have your next step set up ahead of time before you actually put the sign in the yard.
That takes a little thought and procedure, and you just have to think out your plan. A lot of people are like, well, I just want to buy a house and I'm going to sell a house, and they don't think through the steps of it. So what we're really trying to drive home right now is that we will help you develop that game plan so you don't write a check that you can't cash. And I see people doing that all the time. They're like, well, I just want to buy another house, and I got tons of equity in my current home, Cleve.
Yeah.
And so, and then you're like, well, okay, are you going to sell the home before you buy the new one? Well, no, I want to wait, and then I want to fix my house up. I want to move into the new one. Then I'm going to fix my house up. Then I'll have all the money. Well, where's the money going to come from to buy the new one?
Yeah.
Ooh, I hadn't thought about that yet. Well, do you qualify with both homes? Ooh, I didn't think about that yet.
Well, this is what you and I do. We know how to answer. We can almost answer those questions or know what questions to ask when we sit down with somebody, because you want to be prepared. Because I'd say, I don't have any children. I got a stepson. I got
got dogs.
I got a dog. But I think besides delivering a baby or getting married, selling or buying a house is probably right there beneath those two. There's no blood involved usually.
Building a house, having a baby.
No blood and guts involved, and no crying, hopefully, unless it's tears of joy. But it's important. It's a hard process, and it is chaos, and we try and make it smooth all the way through. So I always prep people. I've got somebody I'm going to see next week. They called me about 6 months ago about what to do, and now mom's retired. They're ready to go. They're going to take the fifth wheel around the country, but I gave them some steps 6 months ago when I saw them. I said to get all this done, and they've checked off the list. They had Dave Lowe do the estate sale. They had he's got some painting work being done. He's doing the roof because his roof was over 15 years old. Going to have to do, or 17 years old. He's going to have to do that. So all those things are being done. And now he wants me to come back over. We're going to double check prices because there's been some sales in his neighborhood. And I'll tell him the next steps to go. He wanted to ask me about some colors and some paint and should do's and should not do's. And usually what I'm looking for is what are the buyers going to worry about? I've got one I'm listing next week, and when it comes on, it's a little rough.
So this house will end up, once he's got the roof on and everything, it'll sell for about how much money?
This house is going to be probably around $350,000, $360,000.
Okay, and if he would have put it on the market a year ago when he first approached you, 290,
310, 300, 290. Yeah, it just kind of depends. What's hard to tell is I can't tell you exactly what your home's going to sell for unless I underprice it. But why not go on where we think it's going to go? A good, healthy price. Now, this is where my wise old stepfather-in-law is always says, pigs get fat, Hogs get slaughtered.
Hogs get slaughtered.
And so don't be greedy. So if your neighbors are selling for $340 and you're about the same home, go on for $349.9. Don't go on for $399. No. You won't get as many offers.
And
you
know
won't
what?
appraise.
A lot of the time I'm seeing that you put your house on the market for value or even slightly under. And what you guys are doing right now, the professional real estate agents like you. So let's just say you have a house that's really worth $350 and your comps are $350.
Yeah.
If you put it on the market for $350, you'll get tons of buyers.
Yeah.
But if you put it on the market for $349.9, let all the offers come in, then go to highest and best.
Yeah.
You create that frenzy for that house.
I like to let them percolate for about 4 or 5 days. When I put them out there, I say all offers reviewed coming up on this date. So get your offer in by here. It gives everybody a chance to look at it. Now, when I did it for a week or longer, said all offers reviewed a week from today, I had people pulling their offers back. People were like, I'm getting a little too nervous. I'm going to go find something else. So that happens. But I will get, this is what's important about having experienced people in your corner to help you on the mortgage, getting ready to sell, help you get the mortgage set so you're fast tracked, help have the house ready to go. Because the hard part will be finding your next step unless you've already found that.
Yeah, and when we come back from the next break, we still have plenty of time on this segment, but we come back from the next break, we'll talk a little bit about Fast Track and how that positions you as a buyer in this competitive market to become the winning offer. I have created a program that will increase your chances by up to 70% on you being selected as the winning offer. Because would you lose out on another competitive offer if they were cash? Of course you would. The seller's going to pick a cash buyer likely if the price is the same over somebody getting financing. But if I can position you so that you appear to be as close to a cash buyer as you possibly could be, that's how you become the winning offer. Not to mention, most real estate agents in this town know who I am. They know my reputation, and they know if I sign my name, my signature is on a pre-approval letter, that doggone deal's going to close.
You'll also call the agent and let them know the offer's done.
And I'll guarantee the seller up to $500 a day that I missed that closing.
I just sold my stepson's house, and we got about 20 offers. You know how many realtors called me on their offers?
None.
Two.
You
know how many lenders called me? 0. It's just you get what you pay for in this business, and you want somebody in your corner fighting for you when it comes to buying or selling right now.
Well, you know what? If you have any questions for Cleve, I suggest that you stop the car, pick up the phone, give him a call at 407-352-8118. He's been around for 30 years, you guys. He's got the longest running radio show of anyone we know. Somebody told me the other day they think there might be another guy somewhere out west that may be right in there with us. But Cleve,
I'm going to claim the title until he calls me.
I think that it's yours. I'm giving it to you. 407-352-8118 for Cleve. If you have questions or you'd like to talk to the Loner Ranger, I actually answer calls, return calls. I have a receptionist, and you don't have to push a stack of buttons to figure out how to get to me or one of my qualified loan officers. Just stop the car, dial 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144. Or visit my online website. It's so easy. Even I can do it.
Yeah.
WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. If you want to refinance, I'll help you with your refinance. I'll save you money. We'll convert from a 30 to a 15. We'll get rid of PMI. We'll cash out and pay off all your debts. We'll do your home improvements right now. You got the equity. Let's do it now.
I want to talk about one thing we haven't mentioned a little bit. When you hear any news, you're watching TV at night or you're on the web, you're looking around. When you look at real estate news and that headline grabs your eyeballs, that's what it's designed to do. It's designed to grab your eyeballs, or it's
negative,
or it's clickbait. They want to make it sound negative. And like I've got a headline here out of this is National Association of Realtors, Fox Business, and it talks about pending home sales are way, way down. Well, they're way, way down because listings are way, way down. It's not like
as many listings. There's got to be less.
Pending home sales pummeled. Okay, it sounds bad, like they got beat up, but there's less homes for sale. So obviously, there's going to be less homes under contract. That's what pending means. They haven't closed yet; they're just under contract. So you got to watch that. And remember, when you hear numbers and stats, I got another one here. Home prices spike by the most in 15 years, which is probably true. always check and see, is that a nationwide number? Most likely this article is nationwide.
Well, it is nationwide. I mean, you and I are part of a national organization of real estate agents and mortgage professionals.
Yep.
And we know that, I mean, you're on a call twice a month with other people in other states, right? And we know that they're experiencing very similar things. A lot of people are experiencing worse than we are.
They get a little
right
crazy.
Now, you think housing prices are gone up here in Central Florida.
Yeah.
There's some places around the country in Chicago and California where it's outrageous.
They're paying $100,000 over list, and there might be a bunch of offers. They're cash, no contingencies, and they're paying over. So, but just when you hear somebody in the media talking, take it, for what it's worth,
breath.
And then call us. We'll tell you what's going on. Because
tell you the truth.
Yeah, and because really, that's what you and I do, Bruce. We interpret the market, the real estate market or the mortgage market. We interpret for the person sitting in front of us or the person we're on the phone with, our client, because it's different for everybody. So that's what's funny. And I just see some of these headlines. I'm like, wow, that's a great headline. I read that article because of that headline. But I'm like, really, it's not bad news.
But you and I will always tell the good, the bad, or the ugly. We're not afraid to tell you if something's not looking good right now or things are going in the wrong direction. Yep. And if you can't catch our show live here on Saturdays, by the way, happy birthday to the country. Right? What a great opportunity to celebrate the country. I can't stand that I hear people that don't like being in this country. Move to Canada, move to China, go to another place if you don't like this country. I love the country. I immigrated here as a child. I was not born in the United States. And I'm going to tell you something, without any question, this is the best country ever. And I am a patriot of this country, and I wish you a happy birthday. And if I can be of any service to any of you out there listening, you can call me personally at 407-250-9144 or apply online at webringyouhome.com, and I'll follow up with a phone call. You'll get me. You're not going to get the guy that owns the Rocket. You're not going to get the guy that owns the RP and pays all your closing costs or says they do. Yeah. But you're not going to get those people on the phone. Well, you're going to get me.
Talking about July, and you'll get me when you call my office. You'll get a live person. You will get me. I am the one that comes out to see you when it comes to selling your home. But one thing about this country, Bruce, it was founded. They left oppression behind because they wanted to have a piece of something. They wanted to own land. It's the foundation of this country. So happy birthday.
The Queen doesn't own the land and the King anymore.
Yes, happy Independence Day to everybody out there.
Yeah, enjoy your independence. And if you would like to be independent of your home and get a new one, or you would like to be independent of your high rate that you're paying on your mortgage, then contact me. I will make sure that we get you a fantastic interest rate, make sure that you get all the facts so you can make an informed decision as to what the best type of loan for you would be. But I'm still seeing a lot of stragglers out there, Cleve, that have not refinanced yet. Okay, you definitely missed the lowest opportunity. I had a client on this phone this morning. She goes, you mean 30-year fixed aren't still 2.225? Nope, they're up a little bit, but they're still really,
here's
really
the other thing
amazing.
too, Bruce. I mean, we've had these low rates for over a year now, right?
Well over a year, almost a year and a half.
Somebody that couldn't refi last year may be able to now because their value's up.
Their value's up.
They can lose PMI.
I am helping so many folks right now renovate their home, get rid of PMI. I mean, you could have bought a year ago and paid PMI on an FHA loan, and you might have enough equity to get rid of the mortgage insurance. Mm-hmm. It's not uncommon. 2 years ago, for sure. But just call Cleve or call Bruce. You can reach me, the Loan Arranger, at 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com. You can reach Cleve on his direct line at 407-352-8118, or you can go to cleveloveland.com.
Yep.
Right? Or you can check you out on our YouTube channel.
Yep.
Or you can check you out on the Spotify podcast.
Yep.
Or you can check you out on iHeartRadio podcast.
Yep.
We're everywhere.
Just about. And I'm at the Volusia County Gun and Hunt Club on Fridays, usually practicing. So.
All right, so we'll be back in just a few more minutes with more of Cleve Loveland in the Loan Arranger radio show, with more facts on what's going on in the market and how you can save money when buying or selling a home in this awesome market. It is crazy, but it is awesome. You're all making money in real estate right now. No complaints, guys. Let's do it again. We'll be back in 5 minutes with Cleve Loveland and the Loan Arranger radio show.
And we are back on the bottom of the hour segment of the Cleve Loveland Lone Ranger Show. Real quick, I want to mention a couple listings because they will probably be sold before the end of this weekend. I've got one in Tuscaloosa, beautiful custom home on the golf course, overlooking water, then the golf course, so you're not getting hit by golf balls. Beautiful 4.5, 2,800 square feet, all redone inside, nothing to do, move right in and unpack, just a gorgeous pool home on the golf course in Tuscaloosa, just one of a kind. These don't pop up that often. There's only about one
What a
popping
great
up every
classic neighborhood.
Yep,
That's
for $640,000.
You don't even see those lots. I don't know about the house. How big is that? The old?
It's a quarter-acre lot. It's not one of the older homes. This is a custom home built in the 90s and renovated.
Well, still, you have bigger lots than they make.
Oh, yes, yeah, bigger than the postage stamps
right
are
now
nowadays.
They've got 50 and 60-foot lots.
This is a larger lot. And then I've got a condominium in Errol Estates that's waterfront. This is in Apopka, great growing area. And the nice thing about this, it's 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, but it's 2,200 square feet, 20-foot ceilings in the family room. Double. It's got a fireplace in the living room, double fireplaces, one in the master bedroom, ample closet space, a wooden deck out back to enjoy the sunsets over the lake, a wooden deck out front to enjoy the sunrises with your coffee. It's just a beautiful little community there.
Now,
and
is that still a retirement community?
No,
or is it you could?
No, you don't have to be retirement in there. No, the golf course is undergoing some, I guess, change of ownership right now. It's between owners, I guess it's kind of, and so, but this is not golf front. You're not looking at a bunch of overgrown holes or anything like that. But it's waterfront on a lake, and you can pay to fish in the lake if you'd like. They stock it each year. But just a beautiful location because that with the 429
and it's
there.
It's a beautiful, what a location. Yeah, right. You got the 429,
yep.
You got the 405, you've got, what is that, Orange Blossom Trail.
You're not far outside of town. It's just,
you can get to Mount
It's just
Dora,
easy to get around.
You go to Renninger's. I mean, you're right there.
Yep.
And how beautiful
that one's
is
going to be $265,000. So you want to take a look at any of those, give me a call at 407-352-8118, and I'll set you up with that to take a look at that because we've got those out for bids this weekend.
Well, and if you have any questions for the Lone Ranger, if you're considering refinancing your home, I know that the lowest possible interest rates are in the rearview mirror, but interest rates are still unbelievable. And I really mean they are unbelievable. So don't miss out on this opportunity. You heard the Fed announce that rates are going up. They're going to go up, you guys. They're already going up. This is not me trying to instill fear in somebody to do something as some type of commercial. This is reality. Just listen to the news. Interest rates are on their way up. It's a great time to buy a home. It's a great time to refinance. Maybe you're paying PMI. Let's get rid of the PMI. Let's help you understand how many tens or hundreds of $1,000s I could save you by converting from a 30-year to a 15-year. Why not consolidate debt right now and pay off a lot of debt because you got the equity in your home? It's the only tax deduction we got left.
The one thing that COVID pounded into my head, cash is king. Be prepared for anything.
And everybody spent money during COVID. So now you got all this consumer debt, but you got equity in your property. Let's just consolidate and let's get real about becoming debt-free over your lifetime. 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144. My name is Bruce Woodburn. I'm the Lone Ranger. Been in the mortgage business for 32 years. Closed thousands of real estate or mortgage transactions. And if you want to reach me, I actually return calls. I have a whole team of professionals to help you. You can always go to WeBringYouHome.com, or you can check out Cleve and I on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and our YouTube channel.
Yep. And give me a call at 407-352-8118. Remember, one of those rooftops on your street, chances are I've helped sell it, buy it, or manage it as an investment property.
Yeah, and when we come back from the next break, I want to talk to you a little bit about a gift we got for Independence Day from Fannie Mae and from HUD that are gifts on how you will qualify for more financing now with some new guidelines that you need to know about. And if you're a real estate agent, you better contact me as soon as possible so your clients don't find out about this before you do. 407-250-9144. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of Cleve Loveland and the Lone Ranger Radio Show.
And we are back with Cleve Loveland and Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Arranger, giving you all of your real estate and mortgage news every weekend like we've been doing for over 25 years. And I want to talk about one thing real quick. I'm going to rattle off a couple things here. If you're a buyer out there frustrated trying to find a home, I'm going to give you a couple things you can do. All right, of course, you can pay over list price. Go 10% over list price. Go $10,000 over appraised value. Put in there you will not do a building inspection. Just do the building inspection before you actually go under contract. You can pay this doc stamps for the seller. That lowers the seller's costs, in effect lowering the price, but you can appraise for a little less that way. You can make put an escalation clause in your offer. And then, of course, if you're not getting the house after I had somebody send me an offer on a house saying this family had 5 offers on homes, and they thought this was the one. And then she knew there were multiple offers in on it, and the agent had them write an offer for list price. And I wanted to write her back and say, well, I think I know why they're not getting the home. They've chose the wrong horse. And if your agent's not giving you advice on what to pay on a house, then in telling you not to go over list price, when they know there's multiple offers, you've got the wrong agent. I'm sorry. So all those things. So you can save yourself a lot of heartache by just calling me at 407-352-8118. I'll get you set up in a buyer consultation. The other thing I want you to do, too, as making your offer look great, Bruce, is they need to get with you.
Yes, you can get your loan fast-tracked. Tell everybody now, so they can hear me, because and when I tell you about my fast track program, I don't want it to sound like a sales pitch. Here's what it does for you as a buyer. This is a game changer when it comes to you making an offer in a multiple offer market. So Cleve, from a real estate agent's perspective, tell them what you think about my fast track program and why you think it benefits them.
Well, I get so many vague pre-qual letters that basically, in a nutshell, say, if the buyer's not lying to me since I talked to them on the phone, when they get me their paperwork, everything should match up and we got a loan.
And how do you think that makes the seller feel when they see a letter?
I'm about 80% insecure there's a loan there.
But what about the letter that says they're fully approved and everything's perfect?
Might as well be a picture of a briefcase full of cash.
Right? Yeah. Well, it's unicorns and rainbows.
Yeah.
And the letter looks like the lender has everything that they could possibly need.
Done.
But do you think those are all real? Are they legitimate letters?
Well, the other ones I get, I don't know what's going on with those. When I see fast tracked, totally underwritten, fast tracked by you. Now, also the other thing that puts it over the top for me is when the lender calls me and goes, "Hey, by the way," and you know how many lenders in town do that?
Not very many.
There's you, I know. You're one of my best friends, one of my best lenders, and the best lender. I've got one other lender I know in town that does it. He actually got a deal for one of his clients, and actually that put them over the top. This was like last summer.
Well, and any lender should do that, but I can guarantee you, if you go to your bank, a credit union, or a national lender, they are not going to call the listing agent on Sunday afternoon when you're ready to make your offer.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen. Matter of fact, I challenge you to get a hold of your credit union after 3 on a Friday. And by the way, when do people shop for houses and negotiate them?
On the weekends and
after hours, because you're working during the week. So you need somebody that's going to be an advocate for you. 407-250-9144.
If you've got an online lender, I don't know if their call centers are actually going to call you. They're definitely not going to call me on the weekend and tell me,
they're not going to call the listing agent.
Yeah, exactly.
But here's the thing that I found, because when you ask me about fast track, here's the deal. First of all, as a lender, when I talk to a client, or I'm looking at what they're comparing me to somebody else, I know immediately whether they're getting the real deal or not from a competitor. I know that. I've been in the business too long.
Yep.
You can't, I'm Judge Judy for mortgages, okay? I understand that. You're not going to trick me. It's not going to happen. So I look at that when I see somebody that's got a pre-approval letter. I have to ask, did you supply that lender with your tax returns, W-2s, pay stubs, divorce decree, photo ID, bank statements, 3 months, 401k? Did you give them all that stuff? Well, no, they didn't even ask me for it. But they wrote a pre-approval letter. Did you physically apply for the mortgage and sign a mortgage application? Well, no. Well, how the heck did they approve you for a mortgage you never really applied for? And listen, don't think that that's your shady mortgage broker that's working out of his garage in Hoboken. No. Your national lenders, they have people that are hired to do their mortgage pre-qualifications that really aren't qualified, in my opinion, to do that. Matter of fact, I would not hire them. I want honest ethical people. And when I write a pre-approval, I'm signing my name to that. I think it's malpractice if a lender were to approve a client that didn't approve. Mm-hmm. It's malpractice, and I think they should be held responsible for that. So I mitigate that problem by getting you to give me all your documents up front. That protects me, but it also protects you, and it also puts you in a better position when you're negotiating with the seller.
Yeah.
And that's why you like my fast track program. It's a fully approved loan, not a pre-qualified or pre-approved loan.
Yes.
Fully approved. You're as close to a cash buyer as you can get. If you have questions about fast track, if you have questions about getting pre-qualified, if you're a law enforcement, first responder, healthcare worker, or teacher, call us about our home program. You get huge discounts on that. 407-250-9144, or apply online at webringyouhome.com. And Cleve, they can reach you at 407-352-8118.
Anytime
at
all.
Round
the clock.
Yeah, anytime at all. So that's why we think we can help you better than the average realtor or the average lender, because we will truly be an advocate for you when you're negotiating your next transaction.
Yep.
Right?
And it's just, this is what's important about their finding that house. And don't worry about, if you got to go over list. You don't want to be out there.
Don't worry about it if you have the cash to do it. You can't tell people.
Or if it doesn't appraise by 1% or 2% or 3%, the next one's going to sell for a couple thousand more.
Oh, you'll make it up. But you still have to have the money to do that.
Yep, you do.
Right?
And that's why also, you know what I did with one buyer, Bruce? I thought this was kind of clever. I've seen this done. Somebody did it to me years and years ago.
Cleve on the back on this
yes,
one, right?
this was, somebody else did this on one of my listings. They wrote a deal cash. This is years ago. I think this might have been in 2005 when things were going crazy. They wrote an offer cash. And then I hear from the closing company about a week before closing that, hey, we just got mortgage documents. I'm like, what? They didn't tell me there was a mortgage. But it doesn't matter as long as they show up to closing. The mortgage can get there first. So
as long as they really are approved for it. But I think that you have to remember that when you write an offer, that's a legally binding contract.
Yep.
You can't just arbitrarily switch things around like that.
But you can. But as long as that money's there, I'm okay with that.
Well, you are, but
if they didn't close, they'd have to close cash. So.
Well, if they didn't close, the seller could keep their money because they weren't in performance.
Well, I verified the funds. The funds were there cash. They just did this.
I understand that. Yep. All I'm doing is saying, I'm not advocating misleading anybody on a contract ever.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't think that you're trying to make that.
No, they weren't really misleading. They were just the buyer he had his choice. He could do that. So he performed on that. That's one way to do it too. But I think the fast track is good. Not many people have that much cash. So fast track is the best way, the ultimate way to get through there.
Yeah. And I don't charge anybody to go through that process.
Yeah. No, that's what's good about it.
It's a fully underwritten loan.
Bruce,
407-250-9144 for the loan arranger, or we bring you home.
We got about 5 minutes. What do we got?
Yeah, we got about 7 minutes.
I want to ask you if you've heard anything from your builders about they're easing up or them getting more lots released or the lumber's coming down. I see articles in the paper about lumber prices sinking from their highs.
Lumber prices are supposedly coming down, but
It'll take 9 months for that to reach market, though.
But look, 2 weeks ago, we just saw several big builders raise their prices in one day by $35,000. In one day.
Oh, wow.
$35,000 in some communities. And not just a couple, but several communities. So let me just ask you a question. Let's just say you got a listing in a neighborhood that's next door to a neighborhood where a builder's building it.
Yep.
And the builder just raised their prices by $30,000.
Yep.
Are you going to advise your seller to raise the prices so that they match it?
Maybe not match it completely, but close to it. It's
you
going to
better
affect
believe it.
Now
there's no point in leaving money on the table.
Oh,
right?
yeah. If they're getting that. Now, they probably are. Now, those homes are to be built a year from now.
They got lineups of people for
the trouble will be for that seller is what can we appraise for, and will the buyers be able to pay?
It won't appraise. You already know it's not going to appraise, and the builders know that theirs aren't going to appraise, but you have to come up with the difference. But the builders didn't raise their prices because they're trying to be greedy. They raised the prices because the cost of supplies are up.
Yep.
That's why. And so these are the things that we bring to the table here at this show. These are the things that we want you to be aware of when you're out in the field, so that when you're navigating a real estate transaction, you're better prepared than the average person. That's what we do here on Cleve Loveland and the Lone Ranger Show. Yes.
second homes, vacation homes.
Yes.
Somebody's living they live in Jacksonville. They want to come here and have a house close to the attractions. What do you need on something like that? They're not going to rent it out. Second home.
Second home, 10% down.
10% down.
My rates are almost exactly the same as a primary residence.
Say it. They're unbelievable.
They're unbelievable.
Yep.
Okay. Unbelievable interest rates. But in reality, like for an investment home as a non-owner occupied rental property, you're going to pay a premium for your interest rate and you're going to pay higher closing costs. Mm-hmm. Because it's a non-owner occupied property. But as a second home, it's considered still to be owner occupied. Mm-hmm. You just have a little bit larger down payment requirement. You can't go 3%, 5%. Yeah. You have to go at least 10%.
So those are running good. And it can't be a second home across the street. It's got to be 50 miles away, 100 miles away,
and it has to make sense. But you also, here, I'll just explain something to you so you know this. Don't ever try to trick a lender and tell them it's second home and it's really a rental property.
Oh.
Because that is mortgage fraud.
Yeah.
It's mortgage fraud, and it is jail time in the federal penitentiary. We don't do that.
Nice.
Yeah.
That'd be jail time.
Do you know that it's the number one white-collar mortgage fraud is occupancy? The number one. So anytime somebody gets a second home or a primary residence, those are oftentimes audited to make sure that there's no tenant in the property.
They're going to check Airbnb and make sure you're not on there.
Oh, well, I've had that happen. I had a guy. A guy buy a home as a second home. A month after I closed, he put it on Facebook. Do you want to rent my property? Even though he was performing on the mortgage, it got foreclosed on.
Oh, wow.
Now I saved him out of foreclosure because I refinanced it as an investment property.
Oh, God.
But he almost went there. 407-250-9144. My job is to keep you guys out of trouble and to make sure you got always the right advice. Go to my website at webringyouhome.com. Check out Cleve and I on Spotify, on YouTube, on iHeartRadio. You can check us out here. We're always here enjoying ourselves and this great holiday weekend. And we wish you guys a happy birthday to the country.
Yep.
Right?
Have a great Independence Day. Happy 4th of July. Call me at 407-352-8118 if you need anything real estate, buy, sell, or investment property or property management.
Yep. And we've got some guests that we're going to bring on that you're going to talk about for some business partners. So
yes, we are.
We'll be back in a few minutes with more of Cleve Loveland and the Loner Ranger Radio Show.
And welcome back to Cleve Loveland and the Lone Ranger Show. I am Cleve Loveland. That was one of our sponsors. You know, this show, despite Bruce and my immense radio talent and all of our wealth of knowledge, the station does not pay us to be on the air here, and we have some sponsors that help us. But I have all the people I work with, Bruce, and I'm sure you're the same way. I've got a great estate sale person for decluttering homes. We got Dave and Patty Lowe.
Dave Lowe.
I've got JT Edrum with Central Florida Building Inspectors, the best building inspectors, best termite inspectors, the best mold inspectors. I've got 1776 Moving and Dan Lee with Sudath Moving. And it's just, I've got great people around me. And what I expect from them is they're going to deliver good service at a good price. And if my clients ever even call me with an issue, they know I'm going to be right back on the phone to them. And it just doesn't happen. I trust people like that. Because if I've ever had any servicing issues with anybody I've ever dealt with, I don't use them anymore. I mean, there's enough people out there doing business that I don't have to put up with that. And this is, like I said, moving, selling, buying, managing investment property. It's chaotic. I don't want it to be chaos. I want good service, and I'm paid to control that for my clients. I want to make sure they have a great experience with us, and I try and use the best of the best air conditioning people, the best handymen. If you think you would like to be part of my team and you have a real estate associated or home associated service, I'd be happy to have a meeting with you at my office. Call my office at 407-352-8118, and I'd be happy to talk to you.
Yeah, of course. And, you know, Cleve just comes with a wealth of knowledge and expertise, and just his team's just a wonderful group of people to work with. I can tell you this much right now: if he tells you how to price your house, he's going to sell that house for that or more. They're a great group of folks, great buyers agents. Nanette, Mike on your team, love working with them. Now, first of all, I want to wish you guys all happy independence. I hope you're enjoying your independence out there, because this is a country that I truly love, value, and support. And I just get so irritated when I see people that don't find that they are in a great country. So I think that Right. I mean, you think about that.
I would
mean,
contribute to their plane ticket somewhere else.
I will buy you a plane ticket to another country,
else.
but it's a one-way ticket. Okay.
Don't make us your Sweden. Right.
Don't make us your China. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter.
All right.
But happy birthday to the country. And here's the thing: my team and I are committed to you. It's a wonderful weekend out there, 4th of July weekend. Don't forget to tune into my show on Sundays at 11 o'clock, the Lone Ranger Radio Show, or check out Cleve and I on our Spotify, YouTube channel, or iHeartRadio channel. We're always there. You can catch our show at different times whenever you want to on our podcast show. But if you are looking for a great mortgage, you want to refinance, you want to purchase a home, call me at 407-250-9144 or visit my website at WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. And just want to wish you guys all a very happy Independence Day, and know that you've always got a trusted mortgage person at your fingertips, and you got my cell phone number that you can call at any time. And I've got a great team of people that are on call this weekend to make sure that they get you pre-qualified if you like to get pre-qualified for a mortgage.
I'll be working all weekend, Independence Day. We've got offers coming in and listings we're activating. Call me if you'd like to find a house, sell a house. I can help you, 407-352-8118, or go to cleveloveland.com.
Yep. Or you can go to WeBringYouHome.com. Check out our website. You know, Cleve and I teach some amazing classes on wealth building. I got a class on construction perm lending, and we have a realtor class on how you can be a better real estate agent. Just go to our website at WeBringYouHome.com or CleveLoveland.com, and we'll be there for you. Make sure we help you guys all out.
Have a great weekend.
Yep.